Hello and welcome to the Summer 2021 USG Goes Global Study Abroad Information Session. Today we're going to take a little time to go over the programs that we're offering in Summer 2021, talk about applying to programs, the program structure, and just to note that this session is being recorded on Monday, September 14th, 2020, and I look forward to having a lot of more conversations with you all after you watch this session to address your questions and individual circumstances. So today we're going to go over all of the different program profiles. As you can see, we have 9 programs in total. These are the different locations that we're offering for summer 2021. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the program structure and then answer some questions you might have about applying, how you're eligible, how do you go about selecting a program, and then just general concerns and frequently asked questions. So first of all, an overview of our program structure. All USG Goes Global programs occur in the summer. We have 9 programs in total, and they're all between 2 and 5 weeks for the actual in-country travel portion of the program, but you'll also have coursework that happens before and after the actual program date. So you may have online lectures or assignments leading up to your actual travel dates, and the same for after the program. While you're in country, you'll have a combination of on-site lectures, field trips, and then many different assignments that involve the location that you're studying abroad in. For most of our 2-week programs, you will receive either 3 or 6 credits, depending on if you take 1 or 2 courses. You have an option to take 1 or 2 courses on our shorter 2-week programs, and the program fee for those programs is going to cost approximately $1,500 to $2,000, depending on the location and what all is included. The program fee includes things like housing for the duration of the program, a partial meal plan, excursion costs for all of those different field trips that you're going to go on, transportation costs, health and travel insurance, and many other things like that. For some programs, it also includes like a grocery card and a transportation pass as well. That cost does not include the airfare and the tuition. So airfare is a separate cost. You can choose to either participate in the group flight or to purchase your own flight. And of course, the airfare is going to vary by program, which I can talk to you more about one-on-one, depending on your program that you're choosing, or you can look at the program page in via TRM to get an estimate for the airfare or the group flight cost. If you're going on one of our 4 or 5-week programs, you will take 6 credits for the most part, except for the China program. You have an option to take 1 or 2 courses for 3 or 6 credits on the China program, but for all other 4 or 5-week programs, you'll take 6 credits for that program, and the cost is going to be approximately $3,500 to $4,000 for the program fee. The tuition for all programs is $199 per credit hour. And if you have Hope or Zelle, that will cover up to the irregular amount that your tuition typically covers. You won't have additional mandatory fees except for the institutional fee. So $199 per credit hour, regardless of your institution, and Hope or Zelle will cover up to how much it normally covers for tuition. And we'll get more into financial aid and looking at things like that toward the end of this presentation as well. Okay, so one big question that you're probably wondering is, what is our plan based on the current COVID-19 pandemic in summer 2021? And we understand there is a lot of uncertainty going on right now with the pandemic. And first of all, just want to say that I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about what it will look like to study abroad in summer 2021, even though we're still figuring a lot of that out as well. Feel free to reach out to me directly to ask any questions that you have about this. But we do have currently a virtual backup option for summer 2021. So currently, we're planning for all of our programs to run in person as per usual, hoping that that will be possible for all programs by summer 2021. However, if travel isn't possible, we will still run the study abroad programs in a completely virtual study abroad format. What that will look like is that you'll still have local lectures and museum tours, intercultural learning opportunities, but all of these will occur in a virtual format. So for example, you may have the person who would have given you a guided tour of Dublin in Ireland still give you a guided tour of Dublin. However, it will be virtual in an online format, and so on and so forth. If we do go to the virtual backup option, students will only pay $300 total for the program fee. So only your program deposit, which is $300, and you will not pay any more for the program fee. You'll still pay tuition, which is that $199 per credit hour. So the total cost for the program, if we go virtual with your program, is going to be $300 plus your tuition cost. And we'll evaluate this on a country-by-country basis. So if it's possible and safe to travel to some locations but not others, some may go virtual and others may still stay in a traditional study abroad format. Okay, so our first country to highlight is China. On the China program, you'll visit multiple cities in China. The courses that are offered are Introduction to Criminal Justice and Comparative Justice Systems. You'll take one or two courses. You can choose whether you want to take one or both. And the program is 4 weeks from mid-May to mid-June. The dates are right here on the page. Okay, next is our Edinburgh program in Scotland. This program, you'll live in Edinburgh for 2 weeks, but you'll also have day trips as well and some overnight trips to other locations in Scotland. The program actually runs in 2 different terms, so you can choose to participate in the first term, which would mean that you had the option of history courses and literature courses, 4 courses total to choose from, and you will choose 1 or 2. Or if you choose the second term, the June 5th to June 18th date, then you'll have the 2 history courses to choose from, as well as the 2 psychology courses to choose from. And again, you'll choose 1 or 2 courses for 3 or 6 credit hours on the Edinburgh program. Okay, next is our Germany program. Germany is also a 2-week program that travels to multiple locations within the country. The cities are Berlin, Nuremberg, and Munich. The 2 courses are Introduction to Psychology and Comparative Psychology, and you can choose 1 or 2 courses for the Germany program as well for 3 or 6 credit hours, and it's going to run from mid to late June. Next is Jamaica, which is a brand new program for us this year that we're very excited to be offering. You'll be based in Kingston, Jamaica, at the UE campus there in Kingston, and you'll have also many day trips outside of Kingston as well for class excursions and things like that. The 2 courses that are offered are self-awareness and social work with children, and this is also a 2-week program that you'll choose either 1 or 2 courses similar to the other 2-week programs, and it's going to run from June 10th to June 24th. So again, this Jamaica program is a brand new program this year, and we're very excited to be offering it for the first time in summer 2021. Okay, next is our London program. The London program is 4 weeks long toward the end of the summer and most of July. You'll spend all of your days in London, but you'll also have 3-day weekends in case you want to travel to other places in the UK or in Europe, and you'll also have some optional program director and faculty-led weekend excursions around other places in the UK as well. You'll choose 2 courses. You do have to take 2 courses on the London program. And the options are cultural diversity, human development, international business, world literature, British literature, computer security, music appreciation, and diversity in contemporary music. So the London program is one of our long-standing programs. You'll stay at UCL right in the middle of London, and we are already having a few information sessions available here. So if you go to our Instagram page or Linktree, you can find out how to join one of those information sessions. Okay, Madrid is our next program. It is also 4 weeks long, and similarly, you have some 3-day weekends with also some optional weekend excursions plus program-wide excursions to other cities in Spain. You'll choose 2 courses, just like in London, you'll have to take 2 courses for 6 credit hours, and the course options are Spain through Artist Eyes, Short Films and Short Fiction, Intermediate Spanish 2, and World Literature 2. And again, this program is 4 weeks long. Our next program option is Paris, France. Again, one of our longer programs. It's 4.5 weeks long in late summer. Again, on the Paris program, you have 3-day weekends, but you'll be living in Paris and spending all of your class days in Paris. So all of your lectures and field trips, all of those things will be in Paris. On the Paris program, you'll have 3 history courses to choose from, 2 literature courses to choose from, and then some other courses like women's and gender studies and a pop culture studies course. Okay, next is our Porto, Portugal program. It is also one of the 2-week programs, so you choose 1 or 2 courses out of a human development course and an environmental psychology course. You'll be based in Porto, Portugal for the whole 2 weeks, but you'll also, again, have excursions to other places in Porto or outside of Porto. For example, you'll have a hiking excursion on the Camino Trail, trips to beaches and vineyards as part of the both the human development and the environmental psychology courses. And that program is going to be June 9th to June 24th this summer. And last but not least is our Waterford, Ireland program, which is a 5-week program in June until mid-July. You'll, again, spend most of your days in Waterford, Ireland at the WIT campus there. You'll have excursions to Dublin and many other Irish locations as part of the program, and you'll choose 2 courses between World Literature 1, and World Literature 2, Creative Nonfiction, which is a travel writing course, Personal Leadership Development, and Business in Our Lives. Okay, so with all of these amazing program options, I'm sure you're wondering, how do I go about selecting a program? How do I go about funding this experience? There's a few things to think about. Obviously, one of the most important aspects is getting your course credit for your program of study. So one of the first things you may want to look at when selecting a program is your major and the available courses. So all USG Goes Global programs are actually available to any major, but obviously some courses will work better for your major or be required for your major versus others. So the first thing that I would suggest that you do is to go on the VIA-TRM program pages, which I'm going to show you how to do here in a minute, and look at the syllabi that are available in the program pages, because you can actually see how they count at that home institution, and you can take those to your study abroad and academic advising appointments and talk over them and how it will count toward your major. Obviously, another important aspect is the cost and funding your program. So you can look at on the program pages, which again I'll show you in a few minutes, with how much the programs are expected to cost. And obviously, depending on what type of funding and extra scholarships and fundraising and grants and things like that you have, that will help to inform what program you might want to choose. Additionally, the dates and the time you want to spend abroad. As you've seen, we have a range of programs ranging from 2 weeks to 5 weeks. So depending on your personal comfort with traveling or other responsibilities you have at home, you may not be able to go abroad for a full 5 weeks, but maybe you can do 2 weeks, or you may have been really looking forward to traveling for a long time, especially after this pandemic is over. I'm sure we're all going to be wanting to get out and make up for that lost time of not traveling all this time. So you may want to go on our full 5-week programs if that's the case. You may have interest in a specific location. Maybe your family is from there. Maybe you have a good friend from one of these countries that you've always wanted to learn more about their culture. There may be some specific location that's connected directly to your major or your field. You might want to work abroad once you graduate. So these are all great reasons, and there's more reasons that aren't on the slide that might prompt you to look into a specific program and be interested in traveling to a specific place and taking courses in a specific place. Okay, so next we're going to go into a few frequently asked questions, concerns, even maybe what could be considered myths about study abroad, and just kind of try to demystify a little bit. Of course, this isn't an exhaustive list at all, and I'm more than happy to set up a meeting with you to talk over your specific concerns or anything you want to talk about later. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'm going to include my contact information here at the end of this session. So obviously one of the biggest concerns is affording study abroad. And of course, this is a very legitimate concern when it comes to, planning out your summer and study abroad. So the first thing I want to say about this is there are actually a lot of study abroad specific scholarships out there. One example is the Gilman Scholarship, which is actually currently accepting applications. Today is September 14th, so it's currently accepting applications for summer 2021, and we'll actually have another phase in the spring for you to apply as well. That's just one example. The Gilman Scholarship is for people who receive the Pell Grant, so you can have additional funding, or if you're in a military family, and that's, again, just one example. USG Goes Global is also a member of Diversity Abroad, and they have scholarships available. There are lots of study abroad providers and different organizations that have study abroad specific scholarships. And the first place I would actually say that is the best place to start looking into this is your home institution study abroad office. Sometimes there are scholarships specific for just students at your institution, or your institution may be specifically connected with organizations that have scholarships available. Additionally, your current financial aid will travel with you. For example, if you have Hope or Zelle, that will continue to cover your tuition costs to the same extent that it covers your tuition on your campus. If you have student loans, you can also use those for your study abroad costs as well, and many other things like that. So if you have a scholarship from, say, your hometown that typically covers your expenses while you're taking classes on your campus, most of the time that will work in the same way for your study abroad program. And then also, many people have even done fundraising. So for example, some people have set up a GoFundMe or held specific fundraising events in their hometown or in their campus community to receive donations, or gone just even to specific organizations that you maybe know from your hometown that may be willing and actually excited to help you on your journey. So these are just a few options. Again, I would recommend going and talking with your study abroad advisor about them, and just know that there really are many opportunities to receive funding for study abroad out there. So don't just think it's not possible for me, I can't afford it, and not look into it further, because many times there's lots of different ways to go about getting scholarships and funding for study abroad. Next, I don't speak the local language. I'm really scared to travel to a country where I don't speak the local language. Don't worry, that's not a problem. English is really widely spoken in most of our locations, or I would say even all of our locations. And since we are a faculty-led program, or all of our programs are faculty-led programs, there will be a lot of support services that are provided in the program. So for example, all of our programs, you'll be traveling with faculty who have at least been there before, as well as travel guides that are there to help with these things. And all courses are taught in English as well. So for any concern, like even the next one, I've never flown before. I've never left Georgia. I've never left the US. And the main thing I would say to you is you won't be alone. Each year we are flying or traveling outside the US or even Georgia for the first time, you won't be the only one. Additionally, you'll be traveling with a very supportive group of faculty and professionals with our program that are there to help you with any issues that come up. These are friendly programs that are designed for all types of travelers, whether it's your first time traveling or whether you're super experienced traveling. So don't worry too much about that either, because we've got the support there to make sure that your needs are met. Okay, similarly, if you don't know anyone signing up, again, you won't be alone. Since USG Goes Global is a study abroad model that brings students together from all different Georgia institutions, there will be so many students from a variety of different backgrounds, and that's actually one of the my favorite things about USG Goes Global is that students from all over different institutions in our state come together. It's really amazing how fast students bond on study abroad, even from that first time of getting on a plane together, or checking into the university housing and doing a scavenger hunt maybe in your country for the first time with people from all over Georgia. It's a quick bonding experience. If you have a lot of other responsibilities at home that make it where you can't travel for a long period of time away from where you live, then one thing to think about is our 2-week programs. For example, if you have a job that you can't get away from for a long time, or if you're a parent, things like this, the 2-week programs may be ideal for you because you'll still receive that 3 or 6 credit hours. You just may have more online work before and after the travel portion of your program, but it's no less of a study abroad experience, even if it's a shorter program, and it might be ideal for many people who either have a lot of responsibilities or just don't want to be away for a full 5 weeks. Lastly, I would say if you're worried about not having a passport, don't worry, this is one of the least of your concerns. It's an easy process. We can help guide you through it. I will say that this year with the COVID-19 pandemic, passports are taking a little bit longer, so I would say go ahead and start applying to your passport as soon as possible. Again, it's an easy process that's pretty straightforward step by step, and I'm totally happy to guide you through that process as well. But I would say to go ahead and get started on it with the additional delays that we're having due to the pandemic right now. Okay, so talking a little bit about the application, how to apply, and your eligibility. You do have to be at least 18 years old by the time the program departs for your program country. You have to be in good academic standing at your institution, and if you don't know whether you are or not, don't worry too much about that. There's a recommendation piece in the application where your study abroad advisor will check all of that stuff for you and let us know if you're approved to participate. So that's why you have to receive approval by your home institution to attend, is they're going to check your academic and disciplinary standing, make sure that you're following all of their steps as well for your application. And then you'll apply on via TRM, which I'll show you in a few minutes how to do that and what that looks like. Okay, so here's my contact information, all available right here. Feel free to take a picture or a screenshot of this screen. Definitely encourage you to follow us on Instagram it's just at USG Goes Global. There is where we post a lot of information about our upcoming information sessions where you can ask questions to faculty. Right now, all of our information sessions are completely virtual, so it's easier than ever to attend. And we also post or have had some of our students do Instagram story takeovers, and those are saved in the highlights if you want to hear from some of our students in the past. And our website is just usg.edu/usggoesglobal. And my email is right here, margaret.mullins@usg.edu. Feel free to send me an email. We can set up a one-on-one meeting and talk more about your specific concerns or just help guide you through the process. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create your USG Goes Global profile if you haven't already done that, and this is where you'll actually start your USG Goes Global application. Okay. Okay, so this is the main USG Goes Global webpage. Again, it has a really long link, but the short way to get to the link is just to do usg.edu/USG Goes Global. And here on the programs page, you'll see our summer 2019 and COVID-19 notice. I would definitely recommend that you read that very closely. As I mentioned earlier in the session, what it explains is that we'll go to a virtual programs option if travel isn't possible by summer 2021. And when you make your deposit, you're actually accepting the summer 2021 virtual backup option because everyone will default to a virtual backup option in case travel isn't possible. But as of right now, like I mentioned, we are still planning for programs to run in person for summer 2021. So here you can learn a little bit more about USG Goes Global. If you go all the way down on the page, you can learn more about the eligibility, the application instructions, and our deadline is actually March 19th for this year. It explains a little bit about how to make your payment and all of those things. So to view the via TRM program pages, which I referenced, I know a lot in the presentation, this is what I'm talking about. You can click on any of these links for the specific programs. We'll do Jamaica as an example. And it's going to take you to the via TRM program page. So this is where you can find out about a lot of information about the programs, read an overview here, and then it's also got things like what's the housing like, where is the location or multiple locations, the courses that are available. So for Jamaica, we have 2 courses, and then for every course that's listed, we also have the syllabus available here. So you can actually click on any of those links, check out the syllabus, and this is a great thing to bring to your advising appointments as well, to talk more about how these courses can count. And it's also going to list what activities and field trips you'll do on the program, the estimated cost and time, and the dates and all of those things. Once you're ready to apply, or you actually don't have to be ready to apply, you can just be interested and ready to create your profile, you can click Request to Apply. Or another way that you can get to the same page is just to click on Create a Profile here in the main USG Goes Global page. And that will just take you to our USG Goes Global via TRM page, you can click on Don't Have an Account, sign up right here. It's going to ask you to create a password and username, and this is really your first step to starting your study abroad application. But even if you're not ready to start your study abroad application quite yet, this is a great way just to get more information, because we also can send a lot of messages about upcoming information sessions. You can message back and forth with faculty and things like that. You can ask questions through the portal. You can go through a program matching experience in via TRM that will ask you a few questions and recommend some of the best programs for you, and just browse all of our different programs. So definitely would recommend creating an account, even if you're not quite ready to start that application yet. Okay, so that's it for today's USG Goes Global information session. I hope you found it interesting and exciting to get started on your study abroad journey, and I look forward to talking to you later to answer any questions that you have. Again, my email is Margaret, MARGARET, .Mullins, MULLINS, at usg.edu. And looking forward to speaking with you and helping you on your study abroad journey. Have a great day.